Still there, oh, say doth that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Commodore Baseball is on the air. First pitch is just moments away. Let's head out to the ballpark for all of today's action.
Baseball at Lowell Park late in July, the dog days of summer, but the Commodores are red hot, as are the Cotuit Kettleers, and we are just moments away from baseball here in Cotuit, Massachusetts. MJ Newsom, Aiden Blank live joining you here, village of Cotuit. We apologize for the technical delays, but hey, we're on the air, ready to play some baseball, and Aiden, this should be a fun one, and another one the Doors got to find a way to win.
Absolutely. This is kind of a murderer's row of a lineup that we're about to introduce from Jeff Trundy. This team is playing as well as you could expect here at the end of the month of July. Again, just 2 more games before you have the All-Star break. You need to go into that as hot as possible. This is a team that is really ready to get a win, and a Cotuit team that is trying to clinch a #1 seed. They clinched a playoff spot last night.
The Commodores have won 3 straight games for the first time this summer. They have not lost in 5 games. A win that started the streak last Friday against Harwich, a tie against YD, and in the last 3 it has been wins against. A look at the top of the teams in the West Division. And Aiden, you mentioned a murderer's row lineup. Who's it going to be for the Doors tonight?
Well, the top third is very similar to Commodore fans. Jackson Willits leading off, second baseman from Oklahoma. Then the left fielder from Louisville, Zion Rose, bats second. Jason Jones, the right fielder out of transfer to Oklahoma State, is hitting third. Trent Caraway, designated hitter from Oregon State, is batting fourth. Gavin Keelan continues that middle of the order. The shortstop transfer to Tennessee bats in the 5 spot. Batting sixth is the center fielder, Gavin Turley. He's out of Oregon State. Third baseman Dylan Carey from Nebraska bats 7th. Batting 8th, the catcher Carson Bowen, and Isaiah Marquette at first base from Stetson is batting 9th. There is not a weak bat in that lineup that I just introduced. Isaiah Marquette's hitting .233. Everybody else is hitting at least .260. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 of those 9 that are hitting below .300 with a wood bat. This is a seriously hot team, and not one that any pitcher would want to face.
The pitcher they are going to face is the right-hander Taylor C. out of Texas State, 6 foot, 183 pounds, has made just 1 start for the Kettleers this summer, and it was a good one. 5 innings pitched, just allowed 1 earned run, struck out 2 in that span. 5 ERA across 19 1/3 and 17 strikeouts for the Bobcats. So he'll be looking to continue what Cotuit has started here in the second half. An absolute surge for the Kettleers, trying to find that top spot in the West when the regular season is all said and done here in about a week and a half. And while the Kettleers take the defensive diamond, we'll read you that defensive alignment for the team in the white home pinstripe uniforms. We start on the infield. It's Nathan Hansen over at the hot corner. The 2 guys up the chute, Timo Becerra at shortstop. Jaron Advincula, an all-star, finds himself at second base. He is still hitting over 400, a 407 average coming into this night's game. Tanner Thatch, also an all-star, finds himself over at first base. It's Matt Klein, the Louisville Cardinal, behind the dish. In the outfield, left to right, it reads like this: Brandon Compton, Max Ballou, and Devin Taylor, all behind Taylor C. Looking to shut down this red-hot Commodores offense, Aiden, that has scored 25 combined runs in the last 3 games.
Just ridiculous. What did we just say? 5 of the 9 in the starting lineup today are hitting over 300, which in summer, it's basically the summer ball equivalent of hitting 400, right? This is a team that is ridiculously hot. They are smoking hot, and they're ready to win a baseball game today. Batting practice looked pretty good. I mean, at this point, they're just trying to see if they can catch the Bourne Braves for that last playoff spot. I mean, things were going so well in batting practice, MJ. Zion Rose was taking ground balls at shortstop on an infield that was not playing great. So I think things are very, very loose around this team right now. They're very happy, And now, again, you just need to keep winning and hope that Bourne keeps losing.
Both Isaiah Barquette and Gavin Turley have told me this week it has been the most fun week of baseball these guys have had the entire summer, and it is showing up in the win column. We took you through the last 5 games, a 4-3 win against Harwich on Friday, a 7-7 tie at YD on Saturday, and an absolute barn burner. Then you go to Sunday and take down the Wareham Gatemen, a 7-2 win, a 9-2 win at Chatham on Tuesday, and then last night a big 8-1 win over the Harwich Mariners. So recently, everything has been working. Hitting, pitching, defense. It has been a great 3-game stretch for the Commodores.
And it's not entirely unexpected, right? We've been saying from the beginning, this team has the pieces to succeed. They just need them all to start clicking at once. And what has happened the last 2 nights? 16 1/3 consecutive scoreless innings out of the bullpen, as well as, you mentioned, 17 runs in those 2 games from the bats. This team is firing on all cylinders, and when that happens, they're dangerous. This is not the team that I would want to face in the postseason right now, and we might be getting a postseason preview today with Cotuit being in first in the West.
Partly cloudy skies, 5 o'clock Eastern time here in the village of Cotuit at Lowell Park in Massachusetts. It's Jackson Willits, the switch bat, hitting from the left side to get things going as he draws across outside the left-handed batter's box with his knob. See, the right-hander works out of the stretch. The first pitch. Breaking ball right over the heart of the plate. A called strike to Jackson Willits. And we're underway here on this Thursday evening West Division matchup.
Well, even when he's slumping, Jackson Willits has been so strong, right? He's reached in all but 4 games this summer.
0-1. He rolls it on the ground right side and foul. Ricochets off the first base dugout. And quickly the leadoff man for the Commodores is down 0 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, don't let that fool you. He loves hitting in 2 strike counts. It's almost his specialty, MJ.
Willits crowds the plate. 0-2. And he fouls it away over on the third base side. This is exactly what he does, Aiden. Like you mentioned, lives for 2 strike counts. He'll work the pitches up, work it all the way to full. Walks a lot, gets a lot of hits. He's hitting .306 this summer. A couple of homers and 15 RBI. Slight bend at the knees in the left-handed batter's box. C comes home with the 0-2. And Willits fights it off again, sprays it foul to the third base side, and we keep it here at 0 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Willits, our first batter of the evening, here in a matchup between the Falmouth Commodores and the Cotuit Kettleers, the first place team in the West Division in Cotuit and the last place team in the Falmouth Commodores. C comes set, works out of the first base side of the rubber. 0-2 once more. Breaking ball misses downstairs. It bounces before home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coming into last night, Jackson Willits was 1 for 9 with 5 strikeouts across his last 2 games. It really turned things around against Harwich at home. 2 for 4 effort, an RBI, a walk, and he did strike out once. 1-2. And Willits swings through a changeup on the outer half. Goes down on strikes to begin this one, and there's one away in the top of the first.
He's been doing that a lot more in recent at-bats, MJ, but it really is not indicative of the at-bats he's taking. When he strikes out, it's almost never on 3 pitches. It almost always extends to a 5th, a 6th, even a 7th pitch. When he goes down, you really have to win that battle. And yes, he has been striking out a little bit more recently, but again, those strikeouts are just winning long battles.
First pitch to the righty, Zion Rose bounces before the dish. 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the first inning. Still scoreless after 1 batter. Jackson Willits struck out to begin the game. 1-0 to Rose. The righty takes a breaking ball right over the heart of the plate. Count is level at a ball and a strike. Rose, a .292 hitter this summer. 3 homers, tied for the team lead in that category, and also has 10 RBI. 1-1 from C. Rose lifts it the other way, down the right field line, curling foul. And it's caught by the right fielder in foul territory. A nice play by Devin Taylor for the 2nd out of the inning. Couple of batters up, 2 retired in Willits and Rose. And now here's the right fielder and the right-handed stick, Jason Jones, who's been one of the best Commodores hitters as of late. He's looking to become the first base runner here in the top of the first. Still no score. First pitch to him. Breaking ball misses below his knees and outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Jason Jones, who is known around the clubhouse as JJ. .312 average, a couple of home runs. He had one on Tuesday at Chatham. 1-0. Breaking ball down in the basement once again. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Jones stays in the batter's box. His black Nike cleats dig into the dirt in the middle of the batter's box. C peers down the hill, gets his sign, now toes the rubber with his white Adidas cleats. He works off the first base side. 2-0. Slider, Jones rips it in the air to center field. Ballou races back, puts his glove up, it's over his head, and one hops the wall. Jones hustles around first into second base. The throw does not beat him from Ballou, and it's a 2-out, 2-bagger for Jason Jones here in the top of the first inning.
Extends that team lead in doubles. That's his 8th of the season, now 3 up on his next closest competitor. For a while there, it was Dylan Carey, but in the last, week and a half, Jason Jones has really stretched out these long hits and reached extra bases a couple more times to earn himself the team lead.
Next batter is the righty Trent Caraway. Inside move to second. C just lobs it over, and Jones is back in, shrugs his shoulders, has a little grin on his face. Maybe trying to taunt the pitcher C a little bit with 2 gone. He's the only base runner on in scoring position. Going to become the first Commodores run. First pitch to Caraway. Changeup misses below his knees. It's 1 ball and no strikes. With that double, Jason Jones now has hits in 7 of his last 9 games. I mentioned how hot he's been as of late. The team leader in batting average. He's had a lot of extra base hits in that span. 1-0. Fastball misses too low. 2 balls and no strikes for the Oregon State Beaver Trent Caraway, who's also hitting north of 300. A 308 line coming into the game. Has that tie for team lead in home runs with 3 and has 17 RBI. 2 balls and no strikes. C glances back to Jones at second and brings it home. Caraway slaps it the other way. It curls out of play on the first base side. It's foul. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Jason Jones represents the first run of the game here in the top of the first between Falmouth and Cotuit. Commodores have won 3 straight and have not lost in 5 games. 2-1 home. Caraway spits on a fastball that misses a bit too outside. He's in the driver's seat now. 3 balls and a strike. Twirls his tan bat out a couple of times towards the pitcher C, who fixes his maroon cap, shrugs his shoulders, and now has the baseball meet his red glove beneath his chin. 3-1 home. Caraway looks at a breaking ball inside it, catches the inner third. He began to hustle down to first, thought he had a 5-pitch walk, but instead he comes back into the right-handed batter's box, apologizes to the home plate umpire, and gets ready to go, and a 3-ball and 2-strike count with 2 away. Still no score between Falmouth and Cotuit. Jason Jones had a 2-out double. He stands at second. Pitch comes home. Little chopper on the right side. Thatch, the first baseman, gloves it up a couple hops chest high. Underhand flips to his pitcher C, who tags the first base bag with his right foot, and we are finished here in the top of the first. A little bit of noise off the stick of Jason Jones, yet Taylor C sets the batters down after 4. Still no score. Headed to the bottom of the first on Doors Radio.
Ticket is. When you think of summer in Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palmer Ave and try out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
All right, whenever you're ready. All right, 3, 2. Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, you want to keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Metro West Insurance Agency have provided reliable insurance services across the Commonwealth. They offer that personal touch to ensure that your assets are safe and secure. Visit them on the web at neinsure.com or stop in to their Falmouth location at 194 Worcester Court to find a policy that meets your needs.
Hi, I'm Bo Baker, a left-handed pitcher from Fairfield University, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Home half of the first here at Lowell Park between Cotuit and Falmouth, and the home Kettleers come to bat. The score still tied 0-0, and let's take you through their lineup. Couple of all-stars at the top, and Tanner Thatch and Brandon Compton. That's the 1-2 punch. Devin Taylor slides in at the 3-hole. Easton Winfield, the DH, cleans things up before turning things to the backstop. Matt Klein, the catcher out of Louisville. Max Ballou, the center fielder from Texas, rounds out the middle third of the order. Jaron Advincula, another all-star, begins the bottom third, followed by Timo Becerra and Luke Hansen. And Aiden, the guy they're going to face today, a guy that has a lovely first name, MJ Seo.
MJ Seo, his second start as a Commodore, his third appearance, though the first he only went a third of an inning. He throws 2 different breaking balls, MJ, and each of them equally as lethal. I said with Braden, you know, if you came up and just took 4 pitches with him, it's possible you'd be pretty likely to get a walk. Breaking balls are so deceptive. He gets you to chase at everything, and I'm very excited to see him pitch once more, his first outing since last Friday at Harwich.
Deals a first pitch to lefty Tanner Thatch, and he slaps it. A line drive into right field. Jason Jones comes in and scoops it up. 1 pitch and a base runner on with a single for the Cotuit Kettleers here in the home half of the first.
Well, his last outing on Friday, the only problems he had ran into in the first inning when he gave up that unearned run. Outside of that first inning, he was all right. So I think the key should be if you can get him through the first inning, he's okay.
Nobody out, 1 pitch and a single for Tanner Thatch in a scoreless contest between Cotuit and Falmouth. Bottom of the first inning. Another lefty is Brandon Compton, the Arizona State Sun Devil. First pitch, breaking ball, right at the chest, a called strike. Compton has had a fantastic summer, hitting .316, 5 homers, and 25 RBI. That RBI total good for the team lead on the Kettleers. 0-1 from Seo. Breaking ball, dips beneath his knees. It's an even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sun begins to peek through the clouds here at 5:11 local time, just 11 minutes going in this first inning. Ball and a strike to count to the lefty Compton. Pitch home. Compton swings, lifts it, had a play on the third base side. Suddenly he's down a ball and 2 strikes. Seo takes a stroll on the first base side of the hill, brings his gray cleats up to the rubber, toes it with his back right foot, and now tucks his black glove underneath his left armpit. Looks down to his catcher, Carson Bowen, relays the signs and gives it to him. Seo comes set, deals the 1-2. Compton rolls a ground ball left side past the diving glove, a Dylan Carey and Gavin Keelan. It sneaks through the 6-hole and trickles into left field for a base hit. Left fielder Zion Rose tosses it in, back-to-back singles to get the bottom of the first going for Cotuit, and they threaten to score first in a scoreless home half of the first.
Well, one of the best things about last night, MJ, not only were you playing a bad team in Harwich, but you scored first, and you set that tone. You led by double digits every inning outside of the bottom of the first. The Doors really don't want to give up those early leads here and lose any momentum that they brought into this game.
Still a couple goose eggs in the run column, yet nobody out. Devin Taylor, the 3-hole, the right fielder, comes into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch, breaking ball, just misses above the letters. It's a called ball, 1 ball and no strikes. It's Tanner Thatch over at second base. He had a single into right field. Over at first is Brandon Compton, who had a single into left field. MJ Seo, the pitcher on the hill, looks back to Thatch at second. Brings home the 1-0. And the fastball runs too high. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, like Brandon Compton, Devin Taylor displays a lot of power in this order. Also has 5 homers, has a .292 line, and 13 RBI. Deep breath on the hill from Seo. He brings it home. And the 2-0 misses too low. 3 balls and no strikes. And MJ Seo needs to recollect himself. He takes a deep shoulder shrug on the back of the hill, readjusts his black cap, and gets right back on the rubber. Slight bend to the knees in the left-handed batter's box from Taylor. 3-0 home. He looks at a fastball that misses upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk to load the bases for the cleanup man, Easton Winfield, and the Commodores in trouble here in just the home half of the first.
The cleanup hitter, number 26, Easton Winfield, the designated hitter.
Carson Bowen, the catcher for the Commodores, removes his purple and white mask and waltzes out to the hill to talk to his right-handed pitcher, MJ Seo. Still scoreless, yet home half of the first. Nobody is out. Tanner Thatch had a leadoff single into right field. Brandon Compton followed that up with a single into left, and Devin Taylor walked behind him. So the bases are loaded Cotuit looking to snap the hot streak that the Commodores ride right now. Mentioned they have not lost in 5 straight games. They tied YD on Saturday, won the day previously against Harwich on the road, and have won the last 3 after the tie on Saturday against the Red Sox. A lot of lefties early on, the 4th one in a row. The DH Easton Winfield digs in with the bases juiced. Sale kicks and deals. Breaking ball misses eye level. 5 straight balls now from MJ Seo. Starts Easton Winfield out in a 1 ball and no strike count. Seo works out of the full windup with the bases loaded. 1-0. Winfield cracks a line drive right back up the chute, a base hit. Into left center field it goes. Thatches in to score. Rounding third comes Compton. The throw in from the center fielder Turley too late. And on to third goes Devin Taylor. Easton Winfield comes in with a double. It's a 2 RBI 2-bagger with nobody out. And the Cotuit Kettleers take an early 2-0 lead here in the home half of the first.
And there you go, MJ, that streak of 16 and a third scoreless from the bullpen, which is really the biggest reason you've won these last 2 games, is gone. And again, you need to get MJ through this first inning. You were hoping maybe 3 or 4 from him today, but not going to get that if he continues to find barrels like he has in 3 of these first 4 batters.
Lefty 6 continue, the catcher Matt Klein. Those swings at the first pitch, changeup, way out in front of it. No balls and 1 strike to count now. Cotuit now on the high side, 2-0. Still nobody out, home half of the first inning. Runners on second and third. 0-1. Klein whoops one into right field. Jason Jones hustles in, puts his tan glove up, grabs it. Nobody tags from third as he rifles it into Isaiah Barquette, who hustles back to second, has the man Easton Winfield in a pickle, and Gavin Keelan, the shortstop, tags him out. A very unconventional double play. Now Keelan hustles to third. Thought he might have Devin Taylor cheating off third base, but wow. How about those 2 outs coming from Jason Jones and Gavin Keelan? MJ Seo, a huge sigh of relief on the hill.
And that's why this team has been so different the last week and a half. A big thing that we haven't had to talk about is the errors. They have not committed a lot of errors in the last bunch of weeks. This defense is starting to get more in sync, MJ, and you saw it right there. That is a huge, huge 2 outs there. Now he's suddenly able to get out of this maybe with only allowing 2 runs.
Max Ballou, the next batter. The lefty takes a changeup outside for a first pitch ball. Well, Jason Jones made a nice play to grab it, throw it in, and Isaiah Barquette read. Easton Winfield was way too far off the second base bag. Great tag by Gavin Keelan. 1-0. Breaking ball upstairs. Ballou fans through it. An even count now, 1 ball and 2 going. Now in the bottom of the first inning, just 1 runner on base. It's Devin Taylor at third, who walked and got to third base after the Easton Winfield double that scored both Thatch and Compton. 1-1. Breaking ball again, fouled away behind home plate off the bat of Ballou. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and MJ Seo has a chance to pick up his first strikeout and get the Commodores back in the dugout after only surrendering 2 runs. It sure does seem like a lot, but given the circumstances, I think Seo and the Commodores would be okay if that's just the minimum. 1-2. Breaking ball misses downstairs. Nice job by Bowen as he slides to his right to keep it in front. Count back to level, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some dark gray clouds loom over center field. No rain in the forecast. We'll see if that changes. 2-2. Ballou chops it on the ground left side. Gavin Keelan vacuums it up a couple hops, hurls it to first base, and we are finished here in the home half of the first inning. Cotuit strikes first, a couple of leadoff singles and a double from Easton Winfield. Plate 2 runs, 2-0. The Cats lead the Doors as we head to the top of the second on Doors Radio.
In Cape Cod, you think of 3 things: beaches, baseball, and seafood Sam's. Since 1974, Sam's has been a Falmouth tradition, offering the very best in fresh local seafood. With over 100 items on their menu, the whole family can enjoy their award-winning Cape Cod cuisine. Stop by before the game at 356 Palm out the best seafood Sam's has to offer.
All right, whenever you're ready. All right, 3, 2. Whether you own a car, home, business, or investment property, you want to keep it secure and protected. Since 1989, our friends at Northeast Metro West Insurance Agency have provided reliable insurance services across the Commonwealth. They offer that personal touch to ensure that your assets are safe and secure. Visit them on the web at neinsure.com or stop in to their Falmouth location at 194 Worcester Court to find a policy that meets your needs.
Shipwrecked Falmouth is a premier beachside restaurant and bar located at Falmouth Heights Beach here in beautiful Cape Cod. Open year-round for indoor and outdoor dining, Shipwrecked features classic New England summer options with some interesting twists. Try crab cakes, fish and chips, pizza, and even sushi. Stop in at 263 Grand Ave for your modern dining experience.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market.
Top of the second inning here at Lowell Park. 2-0 Cotuit leads over Falmouth. MJ Newsom and Eddie Blank hanging out with you all evening long. As we get things going at the top of the second, it's 5, 6, 7. Gang of Gavins, Gavin Keelan, Gavin Turley, and Dylan Carey set to face the right-hander, Taylor C. Keelan, a lefty, steps in to face C first. First pitch, a slider misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes, the count to Gavin Keelan, who currently rides a 3-game hit streak. Had last night off. Tuesday at Chatham went 1 for 4 with a single. And during this 3-game hit streak is 4 for 11 with 2 homers. 1-0. Keelan swings through an outside slider. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count's even. Taylor C faced just 4 batters in the first. Only gave up a hit to Jason Jones, who had a 2-out double deep to center field that got past Max Ballou. 1-1. Keelan spits on an outside changeup, yet it catches out her third. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count. Keelan hitting .238 this summer. Those 2 home runs on the summer came in that 3-game span. 1-2. Fastball eye level. Upstairs, called a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keelan also has 10 RBI. He drags his tan bat across the plate, leans back in the left-handed batter's box, slight bend at his knees, and comes set. C rocks and fires the 2-2. Keelan slaps a line drive into the right center gap. It drops for a base hit. Devin Taylor races over to get it. Keelan cruises around first, heads for second. Taylor's throw cut off by the second baseman Advincula. A leadoff double for Gavin Keelan gets the Commodores going here in the top of the second as they chase 2.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing here, MJ. You need to get MJ a little bit more confidence, and the best way to do that is to remind him that he has right now the hottest offense in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League behind him. If you can get him a run or 2 here, get him out there like it's a brand new ball game for the second inning.
A couple of big steps here at 5, 6, 7 to lead things off. Gavin Keelan just had a double. Here's Gavin Turley, the right-handed hitting center fielder. Commodores still looking for that first run. Taylor C an inside move, throws to second base. Keelan's back in without a slide. Advincula applies a tag on him with just the baseball in his bare hand. Nothing going. Commodores in the road black uniforms, maroon Falmouth across the chest with gray pants. First pitch. Slider, inner third, good to Gavin Turley. He takes it all the way. No balls and 1 strike. Turley's got 3 home runs this summer. He's driven in 15 runs as well. He's got number 16, Keelan at second. 0-1. Turley, little ground ball off the inside of the bat. Second baseman Advincula bare hands it, can't make a play. Gavin Turley safe at first, and Gavin Keelan makes his way to third base. A little infield single for Gavin Turley, and now the Gavins are on the corners for Dylan Carey. A little bit of life in the bats for the Commodores after a slow first inning, trailing 2-0 to Cotuit. But Dylan Carey a chance to plate at least 1 run here in this at-bat.
Well, you say slow first inning, but now we've gone through, 6 hitters here, and half of them have reached. 2 of those 3 have reached on doubles, so overall it's been pretty good.
C checks in at Turley at first base, who just waltzes back in. No head first dive at all.
But that's just what this offense can do to you, right? All of a sudden, bam, they're in it.
First pitch to Carey. The right-hander takes a slider that crosses the plate. Called strike, no balls and 1 strike. The count to a .304 hitter who hails from Nebraska. Had his first home run on Tuesday at Chatham and has driven in 12 runs this summer. 0-1. Carey swings, fouls it away. Behind home plate, ricochets off the chain link fence. It's a green chain link fence that surrounds this park. No balls and 2 strikes.
Adds to the aura, right?
It really does. It's a very wooded park. A lot of trees around the outfield wall. You got the green chain link fence. It's some wooden bleachers. Turley dances off first base. Ooh. Now that might be a call to balk. They're going to say it was a disengagement. Yeah. Taylor C kind of panicked as he heard a lot of his infielders say, step off, step off. Gavin Keelan's at third, and Turley Really tried to mess with his mind.
Yeah, I think he thought Turley was going to second base, and he was trying to throw him out.
0-2 slider misses too low. The appeal down to the first base umpire says carry did not go around. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Falmouth trails 2-0, but a base hit for Dylan Carey will at least shave that lead in half. Keelan at third after a leadoff double. Turley at first after an infield single to second. D checks in, back at Turley again at first. He's back in safely. 1 ball and 2 strikes. C turns, throws to first again. Turley's back in. A little grin on his face as he looks to the first base dugout where his fellow Commodores sit. Some gray clouds ahead, match the gray pants of the Falmouth Commodores. Deep breath from C, spins, throws again. This time Turley dives back into the bag. He's safe. Tanner Thatch slaps a tag on his right leg. Nothing going. Cotuit rocks the white uniforms with maroon pinstripes down the side. Maroon caps with a Cotuit C logo in the middle. Another throw over to Gavin Turley at first, and this is now some games between C and Gavin Turley.
I absolutely love the fact that this is not just a new thing. This has been a trend recently, a lot of checks to first. Commodores not stolen a lot of bases, but they have recently.
1-2 home, Carey slaps it into right field. Diving play, Devin Taylor snags it and makes the first out. Hurls it to Thatch at first base. Turley slides back in feet first, nearly a double play, but Gavin Keelan tags up from third, so it's going to go down as a sac fly. A heck of a play from Devin Taylor, and Turley finds his way back in. Commodores get that first run here in the top of the second and shave that Cotuit lead in half.
And it's vibes in the dugout once again, right? You just saw MJ Sayo give up 2 runs. It didn't make a difference to this team's attitude. This team is having fun. You mentioned it's the most fun they've been having all year, and you can clearly tell that in previous games earlier in the year when they went down 2-0, it just wasn't like this. This team just refuses to lose. There's no other way to put it.
Carson Bowen, the catcher, digs up next. The righty takes a look at a fastball and pumps right down Broadway at 92, a called strike. Cotuit still on the high side, 2-1. Dylan Carey just had that sac fly that scored Gavin Keelan. Gavin Turley at first, and now a throw over to him. He's back and standing up. Taylor Seed just worked through 4 batters in the top of the first inning. Retired everybody except for Jason Jones, who doubled with 2 going. 0-1 to Bowen. Fastball catches out our third. Another called strike. No balls and 2 strikes on the backstop, who will be starting on Saturday for the West Division and the All-Star game at Gov Fuller Field. Bowen taps either side of the plate, twirls his tan bat out towards the pitcher's seat. The right-hander brings home the 0-2. Fastball misses but above the letters. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now. C readjusts his maroon cap, plants his right foot on the back of the rubber. He works off the first base side out of the stretch. 1-2. Bowen elevates it into center field. Max Ballou drifts back to center field, puts it away. Gavin Turley drifting all the way to second. He thought there was 2 gone. He now hustles back to first, and a feet first slide gets back in. The throw gets past the first baseman Thatch. Now the catcher climbed there to back it up. He hoses Turley at second base. Chaos here at Lowell Park, but it's a very, very, very unconventional double play. Center field to first, to catcher to shortstop, and the Kettleers escape this crazy inning, giving up just 1 run. 2-1, Cotuit leads after the top of the first. My, oh my, it's been some fun after 3 half innings as we head to the bottom of the second on Doors Radio.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your out of the park.
With over 40 years in the business, Hydro Seeding by Norman has tackled every challenge imaginable, from residential homes to baseball fields and even Logan Airport. Norman and his team put an emphasis on quality and budget-friendly solutions delivered by a true professional. Head to hydroseedingexpert.com for your next seeding solution.
Bottom of the second inning here at Lowell Park. Some absolute chaos in the top of the first inning. That concluded us. A double play. We'll get to that more in a second. 2-1 Cotuit leads. Home half of the second inning. Bottom third of the order, Advincula, Becerra, and Luke Hansen to face MJ Seo, who gave up 2 leadoff singles in the bottom of the first inning. Both came around to score in Tanner Thatch and Brandon Compton. The lefty second baseman Advincula digs in. First pitch. Breaking ball, sweeps outside. 1 ball and no strikes the count.
Well, MJ, I know that Jeff Trundy and Mike Roberts are 2 of the longest tenured managers in this league. They're old friends. Trundy's almost beating Roberts at his own game there.
1-0 breaking ball, misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
You know, the typical Mike Roberts strategy is any base running is good base running. Just create havoc, make them throw the ball around, and that's what the Doors did in the second.
2-0, and Advincula lifts it in the air to center field. Gavin Turley hustles in, puts his black glove up above his black cap to record the first out here in the bottom of the second.
I like that. Be aggressive, make them make mistakes, make them nervous. It's a great strategy to have going into a baseball game.
The wind begins to whip around here in the bottom of the second inning. That American flag out in left center, blowing in all different directions. Cotuit with a 2-1 lead. Here's Timo Becerra, the righty shortstop. Seo's first pitch to him. Breaking ball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Seo works out of the windup, off the first base side of the rubber. 1-0. Thatch pops it up into shallow left center field. Racing it is Zion Rose. He lays out and snags it for the second out of the inning. Fly around Zion Rose. A web gem for the second out in the bottom of the second. 2 batters, 2 pop-outs. That one with a little bit more of style.
He's Superman. He's been out of the lineup a couple of days. My goodness, he's wasted no time getting back into it. A big slide at third last night, and then a big dive on the outfield. He's sacrificing everything for this team.
Much better start in this half inning for MJ Seo. First 2 batters up, first 2 retired. First pitch to the righty Luke Hansen, bounces before home plate and skips out of the glove of the catcher Carson Bowen. 1 ball and no strikes. Nobody on base. 2 going. A 2-1 Cotuit lead over Falmouth here at Lowell Park, the home of the Kettleers. Seo winds and deals the 1-0. Hansen takes a fastball down low. 2 balls, and no strikes. Long blonde hair flows out of the navy blue Cotuit helmet that Luke Hansen wears. He rests his black bat on his right shoulder. 2-0, cricket pitch in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes. Hansen has played in 8 games this summer for Cotuit. He's hitting .231, 3 for 13 hits and at-bats. 3-0. Hansen swings and dribbles it foul down the third base coach and head manager Mike Roberts nearly made a play, but lets it roll down the line in left field.
There's not many managers left in this league that coach third base. He might be the only one.
Still a hitter's count to Hansen. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball. Just misses the top side of the zone, and it's a 5-pitch walk to the 9-hole Luke Hansen. He tosses his shin guard and black Victus bat towards the third base dugout. He's the first base runner for the Kettleers here in the home half of the second. Now the lineup flips over to Tanner Thatch, the lefty, who had a single in the first inning.
Top of the order for the Kettleers, number 30, Tanner Thatch. First baseman,
Thatch crawls into the left-handed batter's box, drags his black cleats across the chalk in the back of the batter's box, rests his maroon bat on his left shoulder. Sale fires the first pitch. Breaking ball, letter high, a called strike to the lefty Thatch.
This is almost exactly how that first game that he threw went, MJ. He struggled in the first, but found a groove towards the end of the inning and continued that through the next 3.
0-1. Fastball sails outside. Changeup, rather, at 79 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike the count.
And you can see when he is in a groove and feeling comfortable, he is a special, special pitcher. That's why he was playing SEC baseball this spring.
1-1. Thatch pops it high up the elevator shaft over on the right side. First baseman Marquette waves his hands, calls everybody off, and gloves the third and final outs. 4 batters up, 3 retired, just 1 walk for MJ Seo. A great bounce back inning after a rocky first. 2-1, Cotuit leads as we head to the top of the third on Doors Radio.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
At Lawrence Lynch, we build and improve infrastructure that connects people and transforms our communities for the better. We strive to be an industry leader in civil construction by empowering our talented employees, respecting our supply chain relationships, and exceeding expectations in our service to our customers. There's no place quite like Lawrence Lynch. Visit us on the web at lawrencelynch.com or get in 508-548-1800.
Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the lobster, shrimp, burgers, and clams you can ask for. Stop by for a pregame meal or enjoy an off day at Jim's Clam Shack. Find them at 227 Clinton Ave right here in Falmouth and hit your next meal out of the park.
Hi, I'm Carson Bowen. I'm a catcher from TCU, and you're listening to Commodores Baseball.
Top of the third here at Lowell Park, 2-1. Cotuit over Falmouth in the battle of the first place team of the West and the last place team of the West. The home Cats have that top spot, but Falmouth looking for that 4th spot in the West to make the playoffs here in the last 10 ball games of the summer. 9-1 Sioux due up, Isaiah Barquette, Jackson Willett, Zion Rose to face the starter and the righty out of Texas State, Taylor C., who has 1 strikeout to his name. Barquette, the first baseman, digs into the right-handed batter's box, taps his black bit on the plate a couple of times, and gets ready to go. First pitch to him. Fastball below the knees, misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Might be expecting some rain in the forecast. Some dark gray clouds loom overhead. It matches the pants that Falmouth sports here on the road. 1-0. Barquette pops it up, and it curls out of play on the right side. Count is level at a ball and a strike. Gavin Keelan was the only Commodore to come around and score. He led the second inning off with a double in the right center gap. 1-1. Fastball misses outside. Barquette lunges across the plate, nearly pulls the trigger, but opts not to. It's 2 balls and a strike. Barquette stays in the batter's box, the black and white Nike cleats in the middle of it. 2-1. Fastball down in the basement. 3 balls and a strike the count to Barquette. Takes a deep breath as he shrugs his shoulders. 2 of his chains hang out of his black uniform. Lofts that black bat out a couple times towards the pitcher's seat. He toes the first base out of the rubber, out of the stretch with his white Adidas cleats. Red glove underneath his chin. 3-1. And Barquette takes a pitch outside. It's a 5-pitch walk to Isaiah to lead off the top of the third.
The first allowed by C on the day. Again, MJ, this is an offense, I'm going to brand it the chaos offense, right? They're just causing chaos wherever they go, whether they're at the plate, whether they're on the bases, they're in the pitcher's head, they're in the defense's mind. They're causing problems, they're causing chaos. And this is a great way to start the third inning.
Leadoff man Jackson Willett's up for the second time. Spin, a throw to first. Barquette. Commodores looking to cause some chaos here in the top of the third with a leadoff walk on base, still chasing 1. 2-1 Cotuit leads. First pitch to Willits. Changeup misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So now it's 5 balls in the first 6 pitches for Taylor C. to begin the third. Willits stands tall in the left-handed batter's box. A narrow stance. His hands rest beneath his chin. 1-0. Willits goes down, lines it softly into center field, and it drops in front of Max Ballou, who wears it off his chest. It skips away momentarily. He hustles, barehands it. Barquette stays put at second as he goes from first base. So back-to-back base runners on to begin the third. Barquette at second base, Willits now at first, and Zion Rose at the dish.
Well, this is absolutely not the person that you want up if you're C with multiple runners on base. Rose has been on a tear on both sides of the baseball, as we've seen, since returning to the lineup yesterday. And You get the sense he's ready to knock one.
Rose on a 3-game hit streak entering today's play. During that span, 6 for 15, 2 homers and 3 RBI. The catcher, Matt Klein, walks out 60 feet and 6 inches in front of him to talk to Taylor C., his starting pitcher. In a bit of trouble. He had a really good first inning, C did. So he set down 3 batters in the first 4 he faced. He just gave up a double to Jason Jones, who now stands on deck. Then back in the second, it was a double and a single by Gavin Keelan and Gavin Turley to lead the inning off. Only Keelan came across the plate to score. Now Mike Roberts calls time, wants to talk to his pitcher after Klein just got back behind home plate. Now the infield all comes in to talk with the pitcher C. And these clouds above us continue to get darker. We're expecting maybe a little bit of rain, but not for very long. It says it should be finished by about 6:15 or so. Third base coach Brett Beckers just looking off into the distance, checking out the clouds. Now Isaiah Barquette walks down to third base to have a chat with him. Jackson Willits having a conversation with the first base coach Brad Stoll. Mound meeting now finishes up with Mike Roberts and the rest of the Cotuit infield. Falmouth a great opportunity to climb back into this deficit, trailing 2-1, but a couple of base runners on to begin the inning. Marquette walked on 5 pitches. He now stands at second after Jackson Willett singled behind him into center field. Zion Rose now climbs into the right-handed batter's box for his second go at it today. Fly out to right field his first time up. First pitch. Rose swings, fouls it off his front foot. It's his left foot, maybe his shin rather, as he moves his left hand down, kind of favors it a little bit as he walks around the back of the plate.
You can hear that wind starting to kick up. It's cooled things down a little bit. It was very humid when we arrived here, MJ, but my goodness. Here comes that weather.
And for a park that has no lights, we start at 5 o'clock so we can try to get the game in, but it has become increasingly dark in just a short amount of time.
And again, we are nowhere near that 5-inning threshold needed to make it a complete game. I think that's the biggest thing right now. And Mike Roberts has gone to talk to our home plate umpire, Anthony Letizio, who has now gone to talk to somebody from the Cotuit staff who has a phone. I think they're showing a radar. And this game may be headed towards a delay, potentially.
A lot of fans begin to get up, and they're starting to make their ways down from the wooden bleachers.
Yeah, well, I didn't see any lightning in the forecast, but obviously that's probably what they would be talking about right now. It is within I don't know the exact league rule, but if there is lightning within a certain distance of the field, the game has to be stopped. They don't have a choice, and I'm wondering if maybe they're looking at that right now. Again, Mike Roberts is doing the conversation one more time. It has gotten dark, very, very dark.
Well, the rest of the Commodores interns that are here, they're packing their stuff up. They're trying to get some cover. Aiden, you and I are just going to have to ride this thing out until it gets cold, my man.
Dude, my quarter zip is the only thing keeping our mixer, or will be keeping our mixer dry. Oh, sorry, it's Ryan Martin's. It's our producer Ryan Martin's quarter zip. I apologize.
Now the Cotuit players begin to sprint out of the third base dugout. They're looking for the tarp. That'll definitely cover home plate. So we're going to head to a delay here on the Commodores YouTube channel. We may begin to clean up our stuff, and if we do, if we go off air, we promise we're coming back as long as this game resumes. We're just going to keep our stuff clean and be able to function. If it gets rained on, we're going to be in some bad shape. Score is 2-1. Cotuit leads. We're in the top of the third inning. Runners are on first and second. An 0-1 count to Zion Rose. Nobody out. No lightning. Rain is coming in. They're putting on the tarp.
Yeah.
We'll pause momentarily. We'll be back with you guys soon. Hopefully this thing gets out of here and we get to play some more baseball.
For the best deals in the Cape Cod housing market, visit Diana Lucivero and her team of realtors at Compass. Diana has developed a reputation for routinely going above and beyond to exceed her clients' expectations, and she's sure to find you your dream Cape Cod home. Visit Compass and Diana Lucivero at dianalucivero.com.
The best of the West and the beasts of the East. Coming to Falmouth this July, it's the 2024 Cape League All-Star Game, presented by Milton Cat. Come see the stars of tomorrow shine tonight with tickets on sale now at CapeCodLeague.com. Authentic Cape Cod dining is right around the corner at Jim's Clam Shack. Open seasonally for over 50 years, Jim's features oceanfront views with all the